James, what does it feel like coming back to Maranello and being part of the team again after an 8 years absence?
It's a kaleidoscope of feelings. Excitement to be back here with the team, nostalgia because this is an environment where I have many happy memories from before in the years of victory for Ferrari. There's a lot of pleasure too at seeing old faces and friends with whom I worked 8 years ago, and seeing people who were junior members like me 8 years ago who've grown up now with the team and are holding senior positions here in the team now. But most of all, just a determination to play my part in a return to proper competitiveness for this team and to see many years of victories ahead of us.
Did you find things have changed, or is the atmosphere what you remembered?
Things always change in Formula One teams. It's part of the nature of the sport that it doesn't stand still, and it's one of the things that makes it such an enjoyable place to work. Nothing stays still for very long. So coming back here after a long absence, of course, many things have changed. The team is much bigger, there's more equipment, it's more complicated, but the essential character of the place, the atmosphere within the group, that's very similar to how it was before, and it's a pleasure to step back into it. Probably the most notable thing coming back in is that this entire group has a very distinct hunger, a hunger to get back on the top step of the podium and to stay there for many years.
After the Korean and Japanese Grand Prix, how do you assess the performance of the car and the team?
The Korean and the Japanese Grand Prix, they were a disappointment for us. It's always disappointing when we don't win, but the level of performance at those two tracks was below our expectation by some way. The operation of the team at the track was good. The performance of the drivers was good. We are a good outfit at the track itself, technically, strategically astute, and we don't make many mistakes. But the car performance wasn't strong enough, and that's something that we need to work on in the remaining 4 races.
4 more races to go to the end of the season, starting with the first of another pair of back-to-backs at the New Delhi circuit in India. Can you describe the technical features of this track?
The New Delhi circuit, it's an interesting track. It's got the sort of full range of challenges. There's a reasonable number of straights, some fast corners and some slow corners. A bit like Korea, the track has a sort of slightly schizophrenic nature where you want to be good on the straights, but there's also some very demanding slow speed section to it. So it requires a lot from the car.
What does the F138 need in terms of its set to suit the 3 sectors of this track?
Well, to go well in India, you need the same thing as you need to go well in any circuit. The car needs to be stable under braking, it needs to be well balanced in both low speed and high speed corners, needs good traction out of the slow speed corners, and it needs adequate speed down the straights. These are generic features that every car needs at every track, but with India having such a range of slow and fast corners, it stretches the car to its limit in the same sort of way as tracks like Suzuka.